upon. Such if reports speak true is the edict of Creon. Aimed at thee and me too. Though none comes for me, as had not heard his name. Is in sooth no passing humor. The edict says whoe'er transgresses shall be stoned to death. Thus stands it with us. Thine to show if thou art worthy of thy blood, base.
But how, my wrath? My sister, can I do anything to make Farhar?
Say, wilt thou aid me in a bet? Decide.
And what bold venture? What is in thy thought?
Lend me a hand to bear the corpse away.
What, bury him despite Eurydice?
I'd rather, though thou deny him thine, no man shall say that I betrayed a brother.
Bethink thee, sister, of our father's fate, blinded, abhorred, self-convinced, sin, blinded himself as executioner, because his mother wife, ill-sorted, names done by a usurped self had blinded it. And left our helpless brethren in the troubled destiny involved, self-slaughtered by the slayer in the slain. Shall we not perish, wretchedness of all, if in defiance of our will we cross? We women think of that, not framed by nature to contend with men. We must remember this too, that the stronger rule, he must obey his orders, these or worse. I therefore entreat the dead departed of this, I need to overstep it not to go and weep.
It hurts no more. Nay, wert thou willing out of the welcome such a fellowship? Go thy own way. I will myself will bury him. How sweet to die in such employ. To rest sister and brother linked in love's embrace.
Thou hast a fiery soul for numbing work.
My pleasure then will I would leave this please.
Why essay?
Sister, forbear. I shall hate thee soon. The dead man will hate thee too, with cause. Say I am mad, and give my pen his rein to wreck itself. The worst that can befall is but to die an honorable death.
This is a mad endeavor. Into thy lovers thou art here,
Sunbeam, of all that ever dawned upon our seven-gated thieves of brightest ray, O eye of golden day, how fair thy light o'er Dirce's fountain showed. Speeding along their headlong homeward course, far faster than they came, the Argive force, putting to flight the argent shields, the host with scutcheons white. Against our land, the proud invader came to vindicate fell Polynices' claim, like to an eagle swooping low on pinions white as new-fallen snow. A clanging stream, a horse-tail blew his crest, the aspiring lord of Argos onward pressed. Hovering around our seven walls he waits, his spearmen raven at our seven gates. But ere a torch of theirs, our crown of towers can burn, ere they had tasted of our blood, they turn, forced by the dragon in their rear. The din of Ares, panic-struck they hear. For Zeus, who hates the braggart's boast, beheld that gold-bespangled host, as at the gold paean they upraised, he struck them with his forked lightning blades. From earth to earth rebounding down he crashed. The firebrand from his impious hand was dashed. It was like a Bacchic reveler on he came, out breathing hate and flame, and tottered. Elsewhere in the field great Ares like a war horse wheeled. Beneath his car down thrust, our foemen bit the dust. 7 captains at our 7 gates, for each a champion waits, each left behind his armor bright. Trophy for Zeus, who turns the fight, save 2 alone, that ill-star pair. One father to one mother bare, who lantern rest, one gates the other drave, and both perished, brother slain by brother. Now victory to thieves returns again, and smiles upon our our chariot-circled plain. Now, lest feast and festival should memories of war blot out, let us to the temple's throng, dance and sing all night long. God of thieves, lead thou the round, Bacchus, shaker of the ground. Let us end our revels here. Lo, Creon, our new lord, draws near, crowned by this strange chance our king. Why this summons? Wherefore call us his elders one and all, bidding us with him debate on some grave concern of state?
Elders, the gods have righted one again. Our storm-tossed ship of state now safe in port, but you, my special conference I convened as my most trusted counselors. First, because I knew you loyal to Laius of old. Again, when Oedipus restored our state while he lived, and after his rule was over, ye remained constant to the royal line. But now his 2 sons perished in one day. My brother, murderously slain. By right of kinship, a prince is dead. I claim and hold the throne and sovereignty. That 'tis no easy matter to discern the temper of a man, his mind and will, till he be proved in exercise of power. As for me, if one who is in the highest reign swerve from the highest policy, tongue-tied by fear of consequence, that man I hold and ever held the basest of the base. I condemn the man who sets his friend before his country. Therefore, I call to witness Zeus, whose eyes are everywhere. If I perceive some mischievous design to sap the state, I will not hold my tongue, nor will I reckon as private friend a public foe, well knowing that our state is the good ship that holds our fortunes all. Farewell to friendship if she suffers wreck. Such is the policy by which I seek to serve the commons, and conformably I have issued an edict as concerns the sons of Oedipus. Eteocles, who in his battle fought and fell the foremost champion, duly bury him. All observances and ceremonies that are the guerdon of the heroic dead. But or this miscreant exile will return minded in flame and ashes to blot out his father's city and his father's gods, to glut his vengeance on his kinsman's blood, or to drag them captive at his chariot's wheel. For Polynices, 'tis ordained that none shall give him burial or make mourn for him, but leave his corpse unburied to be meat for dogs and carrion crows. 'Tis a ghastly sight. Yes. So I am purposed that by my will, no miscreant shall ever be preferred before true men. For all good patriots, alive and dead, shall be by me preferred and honored.
O son of Venosius, thus thou wilt to do with he who loathes and he who loved our state. Thy word is law. Thou canst do with us the living as thou wilt to the dead.
Then you execute what I ordain.
No, on the younger shoulders lay this grievous charge.
Fear not. I posted guards to watch the corpse.
What fresh duties wilt thou lay on us?
Not to conspire of disobedience.
Though if no man is mad enough to court his death.
Death is the penalty, but hope of gain hath lured men to their ruin oftentimes.
My lord, I will not make pretense to pant and puff as some light-footed messenger. For, in sooth, beneath this pack of thought, my soul made many a turn and turned again, for conscience plied her spur and curb by turns. My hurry headlong till I made, poor fool, she whispered. And again, if Creon learned this from another, thou wilt rue it worse. Thus, Leisurely I hastened on my road, much thought extensive, furlong to a league. But in the end the forward voice prevailed to face thee, for plucking courage from despair, methought, worst hap, thou canst but be thy fate.
What is thy news? Why this despondency?
Let me premise first a word about myself. I neither did the deed myself, nor saw it done, nor were it just that I should come to harm.
Thou art good at parry, and can fence about some matter of great import, as 'tis plain.
The bearer of dread tidings needs must quake.
Well then, sirrah, shoot thy bolt, and get thee gone.
Very well. Then must out. Corpse is buried. Someone in now sprinkled it with thirsty dust, performed the proper ritual, and was gone.
What sayest thou? Who hath dared to do this thing?
I cannot tell, for there was ne'er trace of pick or mattock, hard unbroken ground, without the scratch or run of chariot wheels. No sign that human hands had been at work. When the first sentry of the morning watch gave the alarm, we all were terror-stricken. The body had disappeared, not interred in earth, but sprinkled with thirsty dust, as if by one who sought to avert the curse that haunts the unburied dead. A hound or ravening jackal, not a sign. Thereat arose an angry war of words. Guardrail at guard. Blows were right, like to end it. But the guilt brought hope to none, for lack of evidence. We challenge each the ordeal, or to handle red-hot iron, or pass through fire, affirming on our oath our innocence. We neither did the deed, nor know who did or compassed it. When at last one spake and cast us all to earth like quivering reeds, for there was no gainsaying him nor way to escape perdition. Thou must tell the king, ye cannot hide it, so he spake. And we were all convinced, and lots were cast, and I, unlucky scapegoat, drew the prize. So I am here unwilling and withal unwelcome. No man cares to hear ill news.
I had misgivings from the first, my liege, of something more than...
Cease! You vex me with this babblement. I'm like to think you dote in your old age. Is it not arrant folly to think that the gods give a thought for this dead man? Or didst they, forsooth, award him special grace, and as benefactors bury him? Or who came to fire their hallowed sanctuaries, sack their shrines, desolate their lands, and sack their ordinances? Or perchance the gods bestow their favors on the bad? No. No! Long I have noted malcontents who wag their heads and kick at the yoke, disliking these my orders and my rules. 'Tis they I warrant who suborn my guards with bribes. Though all evils current on the earth, the worst is money. Money, 'tis that sacks, shrines, and cities, overthrows the hearth and home, warps and seduces native innocence. Yea, those who sold themselves shall find their grain soon outshot the mark. They shall rue it sooner or late. For as I still revere the dread of Zeus, by Zeus I swear, except you find and bring before my presence here the very man who carried out this lawless burial, death as thy punishment shall not suffice. Hanged on a cross, alive, till ye first make confession to this outrage. Yes, this will teach you what practices are like to serve your turn. There are some villainies that bring no gain. For by dishonesty the few may thrive, the many come to ruin and disgrace.
May I not speak, or must I turn it?
Oh, cease, you vex me! Don't you even see that this question vexes me?
Where, my liege, is it thy ears that suffer, or thy heart?
I seem to probe and find the seat of pain.
I gall thy ears, this miscreant thy mind.
What an inveterate babbler! Get thee gone.
Babbler perchance, but innocent of the crime.
Twice guilty for having sold thyself for gain.
Alas, one reason if reason wrong.
Go quibble with thy reason. Thou failst to find this miscreant's exile. thou shalt own that the wages of ill-gotten gain is death.
I've heard he may be found. But caught or not, and fortune must determine that. Thou never shalt see me here return, that is sure. For past all hope or thought I had escaped, and for my safety owe the gods much thanks.
Many wonders there are, but none more wondrous than man. Over the surging sea with the whitening south wind wan, over the foam of the firth man makes his perilous way. The night-rooting birds of the air, the beasts of the weald in the wood, he hath tracked with his woven snare. Brood, the briny flood, master of cunning he, the savage bull, and the heart that roams the mountain free, he hath tamed with his infinite art. And the shaggy, rough-maned steed, he hath broken to bear the bit. Speech, and the wind's swift speed of counsel and civic wit, he hath learned for himself. All these, and the arrowy rain that flies, and the nipping airs, and freeze in the open winter skies. He hath provision for all. Fell plague he hath learnt to endure, safe whate'er may befall. But for death he hath found no cure.
Here is the culprit taken in the act of giving burial. Where's the king?
There from the palace he returns in time.
Why is my presence timely? What has chanced?
My lord, no man should make a vow, for if he says he will not do a thing, his afterthoughts belie his first resolve. When first I fled from the hailstorm of thy threats, I swear thou wouldst not see me here again. The wild rapture of a glad surprise intoxicates, and so I hear forsworn. And here is my prisoner, caught in the very act, decking the grave.
Say, how didst thou arrest the man, and where?
Burying the man. There's nothing more to tell.
Hast thou lost thy wits, or knowest thou what thou sayest?
I saw this woman burying the corpse against thy orders. Is that clear and plain?
How was she surprised and caught in the act?
Well, no sooner had we left, driven from your presence by those awful threats, than straight we swept away all trace of dust and bared the clammy body. And we sat high on the ridge, to windward of the stench. And each man kept a fellow alert, and raided roundly the sluggard if he chanced to nap. And then, all night long we watched, until the sun stood high in heaven and his blazing beams smote us. And so then there was a mighty wind that upraised a great whirlwind of dust that blotted out the plain and shook the heavens and stripped the forest bare and shook the firmament itself. And we closed our eyes just for a minute until the heaven sent plague should pass. And then at last it did, and when we looked, lo, there stood this maid. Upon viewing the bare body, she let out a piercing cry, sad and shrill, as the mother bird when she perceives her nest robbed of its nestlings. So she cried out when she saw the body stripped and bare, and cursed the ruffians who had done this deed. Anon she gathered handfuls of dry dust, and holding aloft a well-wrought brazen urn, thrice on the dead she poured a lustral stream. Upon seeing this, we swept down on her and seized our quarry. Undismayed she stood. And when we taxed her with the former crime and this, she disowned nothing. I was glad and grieved, for 'tis a joy to escape oneself scot-free, yet to bring disaster on a friend is grievous. Take it all in all, I deem a man's first duty is to serve himself.
Say, with head bent low and eyes downcast, dost thou plead guilty or deny